Well, I'm on the farm today and we are in a drought. And we're not in an abnormally dry spell. We are in a severe drought according to the U.S. Drought Monitor. The creek's got water in it, but typically it runs right up against this old rock wall right here and down through there. And then up against that bank, you can see this is one of the worst droughts I've seen in a number of years. So our east field here is kind of the best of the fields that I got. I mean, they have some growth, but they're also plagued with, let's see if I can get down here and show you. There's a lot of brown tips. So we've had frost, and just this past week, we've had frost twice. There's some of the brown tips. I guess maybe you can see that, maybe you can't. But I don't know if it's from the frost or from the drought or both. But if we get some rain, and they're calling for some rain here in I think in about 4 or 5 days, but it looks like it's going to be like less than a half an inch of rain all total across a couple of days at that. And but you know, we need a good soaking rain to come in here. I think if we do, this field ought to bounce back pretty nice. But right now it's probably the least stressed field that we got. So this is our plateau field, and it lies above the west field, and then the low ground is down below that. But I overseeded all of these fields below the road and last winter, and you know, I think some of it's coming in some places and other places it's not. It was old seed, so it's kind of a gamble. But this doesn't look like it's filled in very good, and it's just thin and short. So not sure what we'll get out of this. But again, if we get some substantial rain, just a nice soaking rain for several days, maybe this thing will bounce back. So this west field is kind of a mixed bag, and it doesn't look too bad in here. It's thicker up this way, but as we go to where it drops off, it becomes thinner and thinner, especially out in there. And one thing I've noticed is we've had so much sweet vernal grass in these fields and velvet grass, and I'm sure the velvet grass and sweet vernal may show their heads when they if and when we get some rain. I'm not sure if it's a matter of if or when, but it's quite possible that the lime I put down, two tons per acre, I put down 2 tons per acre. It's quite possible that the pH has risen enough that maybe that stuff is struggling to get a toehold. So I also fertilized back in the winter with potash and DAP. So there's some 18% nitrogen that should be in these plant roots way before any weeds kind of come in. I'm starting to see a little bit of buttercup in here, so I'll get to spraying here broadleaf weeds at some point. But I'd like to see it rain before I spray, so that whatever comes in, it'll probably take a jump and I can knock it down all at one time. So probably the worst of the fields in terms of being dry is this low ground. And yeah, I don't know if you can see out there, there's a brown hue to the field. It's like some of the grass is just turning brown out in the center of the field. And it's more rocky out in the center of that field as opposed to having a lot of topsoil. So when you get out against the tree line and then on up along in here and down in that corner in the far corner, it's not quite as bad, but you can kind of, maybe you can see it kind of easing into a brown color, and then it gets worse as we get out into this area. And so, you know, again, I think, you know, a nice steady rain, a couple of inches maybe over a period of days would probably work miracles on these fields. I talked to a guy the other day, and he's to the east of us, and he's so concerned. He's got cattle. He's so concerned about the drought and the impact on first cutting hay that he's already started selling a few cattle to try to stay ahead of it. We did not sell a single round bale this past winter, and I haven't marked my hay down, and I'm not going to. I'm going to carry those round bales into next fall and winter, because I got a feeling that, you know, people may want that hay. Might discount it a little bit, but and then another friend of mine, he's got carryover. He usually keeps a generous amount of carryover, but even he's thinking his neighbors has some round bales, and he may take some of those off his hands, again, just to stay ahead of this what's probably going to wind up being a hay shortage here in 2026, at least amongst first cutting. And so that's kind of the state of the drought here, the farm drought 2026. And you know, we'll make whatever hay we can. Some of these fields I'm going to clip. I was planning on clipping all of them to make like second cutting hay, but even I'm concerned about the volume. So I may, if the hay's clean, especially in that east field, I might take some first cutting off of it. And so we'll see how it goes. But again, from the farm here, drought 2026, severe drought 2026, and no real rain in forecast. So we'll keep you up to date, and more to come, and we'll talk to you later.